So what's happening, guys? Back with another supplement review. This is David with Mission to Muscle. Hope your day is going well. I just finished a workout. Came up to the house here because California right now, it is so nasty outside. I mean, it's almost like it's going to rain, and the humidity is like super high, and it's still like 90 degrees outside. So I'm already wet and sweating. I didn't want to go sit in my car, so I hope you guys can appreciate that. But I want to give this review for you guys. This is Ninja SUPPS brand new pre-workout, Ninja Unleashed. And this is a Sub King flavor. My man got his own flavor from Ninja SUPPS. And just so you know, that's a bomb pop picture on there. And the flavor is a sour pop flavor. And it tastes just like a bomb pop with a sour kick to it. So, very good. No gagging, no throwing up. Very decent flavor. This is a 1 scoop serving, which is nice to see. Instead of that 1 scoop, 2 scoop. And it's 21 servings. I don't know how much it runs. I'll put a link down below if you want to take a look at it. This is 20.9 grams per scoop. And just so you know, on my scale, 1 flat level scoop was 20 grams. So I did a really good job on the scooper here. So we're going to jump right into the ingredients, and then we're going to get into the effects on this thing, and let you guys get on with your day. Just see if this is something you guys want to purchase. So right on the top here, we got L-citrulline malate 2-to-1 ratio. It's 6 grams, so it's going to give us about 4 grams of L-citrulline for the vasodilation of pumps of blood flow, the extra endurance from the oxygen delivery and the nutrient delivery, and then the rest is going to be the malic acid, which is going to be converted into ATP through the Krebs cycle as you're training, as far as to utilize for energy. Then we got beta-alanine at 4 grams. This is for the itching, scratching, tingling. More reps, more sets in the gym, less fatigue if you're saturated. 4 grams is a pretty good dose there. Then we got betaine anhydrous at 2.5 grams. This is going to be for cell hydration. It's going to be for power output in the gym. It's going to help with recovery during your training and recovery after your training. A lot of health benefits with this ingredient as well. It's a good dose. We got agmatine sulfate, 1 gram. This is for vasodilation. This manipulates the 3 different forms of NOS, which is iNOS, nNOS, and eNOS. It elevates eNOS, which is for the vasodilation in the pumps, and it dampers iNOS and nNOS, which will control inflammation and any kind of brain fog that you'll get. There's also other benefits here as far as for pain relief, but only on nerve pain. So don't think that agmatine, you can take it before a training session or it's going to actually take away pain like Tylenol or ibuprofen or anything. But if you have some underlying nerve pain, this will help alleviate some of the discomfort that you might get. It's also a good GDA. It helps release insulin. It makes you more insulin sensitive for glucose to actually enter the cells. A few other things too, but I don't want to bore you and keep you guys too long. Then we got peak Himalayan salt at 200 milligrams. This is for some more cell hydration, some electrolytes and minerals. Keep you going in the gym, keep your muscles moving. Then we got S7 at 125 milligrams. This is a 7-plant ingredient that increases polyphenols and antioxidants, which in turn is supposed to help release NO in the endothelial tissue in the blood vessels for vasodilation. I've taken this ingredient on its own. I have my own opinion on this. I don't really think this ingredient does too much. If you look at the studies, there's only 1 study done on people that don't exercise, and it was done when they were taking a meal, and it was just this blood work that wasn't done on skeletal muscle or anything like that, just regular blood work. So how it does when you couple it with other ingredients, I have no idea. I like the antioxidant effects in it and the polyphenol effects in it, so I don't mind it in there. Then we got Ninja Unlimited Energy Matrix. Caffeine is 350 milligrams. Decent dose. That's going to be hitting you during your workout there. Then we got some beta PEA at 300 milligrams. This is a happy hormone increaser. So this does some manipulation with dopamine and serotonin to give you that feel-good feeling. It's a mild stimulant as well. Then we got some Mariah Genesis at 300 milligrams. This is another PEA. And basically it's going to help with mood. It's going to help with cognitive function and focus. It's going to have mild stimulatory effects as well, coupled into these with caffeine and everything. Then we got Infinergy, which is 75% caffeine and 175 milligrams. Caffeine citrate at 125 milligrams. This is a half, 50%, so half of 125. I think I figured this out on a calculator at home, and it was like a total of 540 milligrams of active caffeine in this thing. So it's a good hit. It's a good hit there. We got some lotus seed extract at 75 milligrams. Very limited studies on this thing, especially for fat loss and fat burning, but just what I could find on lotus seed. I think the last time I saw this was in Chaos Cruise fat burner. And this helps with kind of holding on to moisture, so it's really good for training. It also has natural hygenamine in it, which is going to help with stimulatory effects and fat burning effects. And it has some alkaloids in it, so it's got a ton of alkaloids that help with inflammation, that help with it's supposed to help with diabetes, as far as glucose delivery and stuff like that. So it's kind of an all-around hitter. I don't mind it being in here. I just don't know the exact thing that this thing is going to do because of the lack of the research. Then we got isopropylenosynephrine at 60 milligrams. Watching an interview at Sub Talk Radio with Brad, the owner of Ninja SUPPS, and Robic, the owner of Upon Nutrition. Brad said that this was his favorite ingredient. So I like the ingredient, especially when it's coupled with stims, because it doesn't really have a stimulatory effect. It does have a stimulatory effect, but not a central nervous system stimulatory effect. So this will provide energy, and the way it does that is it manipulates the beta receptors in the fat cells, and they believe has some minor effects on the alpha receptors. And by doing that, it's going to release fatty acids, and the body's going to break down those fatty acids into glycerol, and the body's going to use it as energy during training. Also, when you manipulate those receptors, just kind of like with alpha-yo, because alpha-yo is a strong alpha-2 receptor agonist, and when it manipulates that, it causes the release of like vasodilation, and the big thing is adrenaline. So you're going to get, with synephrine and isosynephrine, you're going to get possibly, some people can react with a little bit of an increase of heart rate. Not much. I don't notice much at all. I didn't notice anything on this too much at all, or high blood pressure. And so then we got a focus and anti-crash matrix. We got some choline bitartrate, 300 milligrams. This is going to, or 1,000 milligrams, sorry about that. This is going to increase the production of acetylcholine in the body, which is going to help with muscle contraction, cognitive function, and focus. Then we got L-tyrosine at 1 gram, decent dose. It's going to elevate dopamine. It's going to activate noradrenaline and adrenaline in the body. It also has some effects on the thyroid at that dose for fat burning. Then we got some alpha GPC at 600 milligrams for cognitive function and focus. This also helps with exercise endurance at that dosage, and also with growth hormone release. This is as far as a few studies out there. Then we got lion's mane extract at 400 milligrams. This is a natural, healthy ingredient for cognitive function and focus by sensitizing the receptors in the brain, like dopamine, acetylcholine, so the body can actually, the brain can actually use them more. It also has some growth factor benefits where it takes damaged neurons and can, make them healthy again, and it helps with long-term memory in that process. What else does it do? That's about it. But, it's mainly with the dopamine and serotonin and acetylcholine. It's a very good, healthy ingredient. I like to see it in pre-workouts. Then we've got L-theanine at 150 milligrams. This is that alpha brainwave ingredient that a lot of us don't like because it increases those alpha brain waves, which takes down the excitability in the brain and could get you stuttering and stammering a little bit. And no matter what you do, caffeine or whatever you take with it, you just can't come out of that. So it's not like you either love it or you hate it type ingredient. But just so you know, on this pre-workout here, I didn't feel it at all. There's so many damn things happening in this pre-workout, because we got the alpha brainwave enhancer and L-theanine, the anti-anxiety and dial down functions there, and then we got some new pep in here that increases alpha brainwaves and beta brainwaves. So beta brainwaves actually increase the excitability in the brain, and also with lion's mane extract, as far as the brain goes, it helps with excitability as far as in the brain, as far as the function with all the sensitizing the neural factors in the brain, or the neural functions and the firing in the brain. So you have some increases on both ends for the excitability and to dampen the excitability. And I'll explain how this thing hits. Then we got some coffee. Did I skip anything? Coffee fruit extract at 100 milligrams. This is for cognitive function and focus. Nice ingredient. We've got N-methyltyramine HCl at 50 milligrams. This is going to be an alpha receptor agonist, which is going to help provide fat burning effects, fat energy effects, adrenaline kicks, and it's a mild stimulant. Then we got heparin A at 5 milligrams, which is going to help with cognitive function and focus, because it's going to damper or block away a ingredient that inhibits the production of acetylcholine in the body. So it's going to allow your body to produce more and utilize more. Then we got alpha yo at 2 milligrams. This is the alpha 2 receptor agonist, which is going to release fat. It's going to increase adrenaline. It's also going to have some benefits with vasodilation when it's hitting that alpha 2 receptor as well. Then we got an absorption matrix of estrogen at 50 milligrams and black pepper extract at 5 milligrams. This is going to be the bring it all together ingredients that are going to help this thing digest very well and get active in your body. So Ninja Unleashed pre-workout Sub Kings flavor. Come on, focus in there for me. How did it do? So you're going to take the scoop. Beta alanine comes in about 8 minutes. So it comes in. It's not a harsh beta alanine. You would think that it would be super harsh because it is 4 grams, but it's kind of between the medium and a medium high. And I believe because there's so much going on. So about 8 minutes, it starts to creep in. 10 minutes, you feel it. And it hangs as it dials down. You actually feel this thing hanging around, I'd say for a good, 40 minutes. And it's one of those, when it gets to that like 20, 25 minute mark, it's one of those ones where you're like, oh, I feel it. Oh, I don't. You know, and you feel it for a little bit, and it's just an underline. You kind of feel the pins and needles or like the tingling or whatever, but it's not never harsh. Very nice for those that are sensitive to it and don't like beta alanine. I can't say I love it or don't like it. I don't really care. I just like the effects of the pre-workouts in general myself. I like to see how these things do, and I like to explain it. I'd say 15 minutes. I sit in a quiet, like some weirdo, waiting to feel the effects on these things. 15 minutes in is when the energy and the focus start to kind of like come in. It's hardly noticeable. So one time I took this, I had my headphones on, the music going, and I didn't feel it at all. Like it was almost like I didn't feel anything. But if you're sitting there waiting for it to come on, you got nothing going on, no actions going on, it starts to come in around 15 minutes. And you really notice it, I'd say, around 25, 30 minutes, and then you really notice it around 40 minutes. And this is an energy build. So this builds and builds all the way up to an hour along with the focus. We'll get into the focus as well. And the energy is a medium-high energy. This is the crush your workout type energy. You will actually crush your training session. And I got to explain how this thing all comes together, because it's not an anxious, not at any point is this thing ever anxious, but it's high end. So you do feel the high end energy inside. You do feel like when this thing starts to come in, you can possibly feel the motor running, but it never goes past that idling type point, although the energy increases. So this is get shit done energy. You will train, and train. This provides muscle endurance. It provides power output. It provides a fantastic mind-muscle connection as I get into the nootropic effect. So the nootropic effect comes in around that 15 minutes as well. If you're sitting there and doing like me, but you're real noticeable, around 30 minutes, really noticeable. I mean, I think pops in an hour. So when an hour comes, you start to feel it, and you're like, 40 minutes, you're like, oh, cool, yeah, here it is. It's a nice concentration. It's a nice, kind of like medium level excitability focus and nootropic hit. And then an hour, boom, it drops in. And it's not a nootropic bubble, but it drops in really super nice. And along with the energy itself, this provides, just so you know, so you have experience on the training session, this is a medium level excitability all around. So this is nothing crazy, nothing insane. The excitability level as far as the brain function and everything, your brain's not like kind of fiery, you're not all anxious or anything like that. The excitability is medium level through the whole thing, even though the energy is medium high and the focus is a couple steps down from medium high. So it's not, the focus is not along with the energy as far as I'm concerned, but very, very close. So it's super high end all the way around. And very medium level excitability, nothing crazy because the excitability is a certain level. You're just dialed in, hitting set after set, rep after rep, and before you know it, your energy expenditure, about an hour and a half, you're just freaking wiped, and you're ready to freaking eat. That's how I am. I was so wiped from energy that I needed to fuel. So the energy expenditure on this thing is incredible. You will have crazy energy expenditure. You will notice the drop when the energy expenditure goes down. This does only last, as far as high-end energy, for an hour, 15 minutes to an hour and a half before it starts to dial down. This will hang on for 6 to 7 hours with the focus and the energy. And it's always, like every time I took it, it's always the medium excitability. So what's nice is the excitability in the brain doesn't drop from the L-theanine. For those that are concerned about it, it doesn't drop to where you get like you can't just kind of come out of it. It just kind of keeps you level-headed through the whole day. And I can honestly say this, mood on this thing is very, very good. Now, this is not, to me, an exotic stim euphoric mood, but it's you feel very happy when this thing comes in. You feel very positive. You feel very driven, and it lasts for the whole training session, and it kind of sticks with you for that 6 to 7 hours. As far as you feel good, you feel happy, but I don't like using that I didn't feel like dancing around. Although when I was training, the music was there, and I was like going to the music, boom, like that. But I didn't feel like jumping off, putting on a song, and recording myself popping or anything, you know what I mean? And I didn't want to dance around in the gym, but very motivated, driven, positive, feel-good mood on this thing. So what about the pumps on this thing? So the pumps are nice, tight pumps. Nothing to brag about, but I'm telling you right now, this is not a pre-workout. You want to go throw in and stack a pump formula on it. You don't even want to do pump pills as far as I'm concerned. You'll totally change the aspects, the delivery of this whole pre-workout if you try to add more to it. I guarantee they took some time putting this thing together and a bunch of tweaks, and they got it the way they wanted it to be in order to deliver a certain way. So pumps are just fine. You're not buying this for a self-swelling type pump formula. You're not buying this to feel huge after the gym. You're buying this because you're a freaking stim junkie like me, and you like to crush your workouts sometimes, and you're not really concerned about that stuff other than the mind-muscle connection and really kind of just taxing the muscles so you can get them to grow. So pumps, don't stack anything. They're fine. They're tight. Nothing special. Nothing outrageous about it, but tight and vascular. I don't know if you guys can see. I just finished training. Got a little bit of veins popping out here. So very nice. I do not advise a beginner using this pre-workout. Ninja Unleashed Sub Kings flavor. I'll put a link down below with a discount code just in case you guys are interested in it. But it was really good. I enjoyed this thing, and I'm going to enjoy. I took this three days straight, so I'm going to enjoy taking tomorrow off, though. Ew, that's like that stim junkie hit for three days straight. Still feel good though. I'm not like kind of worn out or anything like that. If you like the video, give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll get back to you. Other than that, I'm going to get on with my day. I'm going to play with the pups. She's over there sitting there waiting for me to finish this recording. We'll see you guys next time.